Hello Paisanos, it's Ian63, and if you saw it from my 13th year anniversary video and stuff, I will be making a video on SMG4 as my 13th anniversary special. And as I promised today, here it is. So I want to say a big final thank you and goodbye. Well, not goodbye because he still has to upload, still a bunch of other videos interviewing the characters, but this is a farewell and tribute and dedication and a big thank you to SMG4, how he's been a big part of my life. Even if I stopped watching him and I came back to him in 2024 and stuff, which was a pretty late time since that was 1 year before when he was about to retire. But I still thank SMG4 for being just, being very influential and stuff in terms of comedy and humor and just kind of influenced the entire internet and just being very popular and stuff. So SMG4 obviously started back from here from 2009, but I didn't get into his content until 2013 and stuff. And I remember I watched one of his videos and I was laughing so hard at that, honestly. I might have preferred a bit more compared to Super Mario Logan Cute Mario Bros. At the time because how he pretty much used the video games and stuff from the Mario video games instead of Mario plushies and toys. And that was really nice and pretty risky right there. And I really like that. And as soon as he applied Gary's mod like Freddy's Spaghetteria or The Road Trip, I loved his content even more from 2014 to 2017. I obviously went back to his 2010 to 2011, 12 videos, and they were still great. They were still funny. I still got a laugh out of them. And yeah. But as soon as 2017 began, ever since I believe, whether it was the introduction of Meggy, no, I don't think it wasn't really Meggy. It might have happened a bit more before that. Whether what it was, he started to make the more serious and anime cinematic approach and stuff. And that was even further amplified with War of the Fat Italians and the arcs, Waluigi arc first. And you know what? I wasn't a fan of it at first, but as years passed by, it started to grow on me. I actually started to appreciate how risky it was, but at least SMG4 had his heart put in here. Because look, what happened to Family Guy, The Simpsons, and SpongeBob, if SMG4 kept doing the same thing over and over again, well, maybe it would be very bland, honestly. So that's why, maybe I'm thankful that SMG4 took a risk. It's the same thing applies with Mario and stuff. If Mario kept being in 2D forever, then it wouldn't really be that interesting, honestly. Super Mario 64 was one of the Mario games that really helped Mario to bring into 3D, but also just expand and further his popularity, in my opinion. Well, Super Mario World might have been my favorite Mario game, but I think 64 took it to the next level. And Galaxy 1 and 2 definitely further amplifying Mario's popularity. And that's what I think what SMG4 here did. I really hope he gets to 10 million subscribers soon before he ends, because that's my also goal there. But I appreciate that, that... Is his name Luke, by the way? Or is it Kevin? I think it's Luke. Yeah, I think so. Luke, I appreciate, Luke for just taking risks. And honestly, if he enjoyed making it, if this was in his heart, his overall, if he loved doing it, genuinely loved doing this, then I think I really respect that. Because you can really see that he really enjoyed what he was making. And that's what really matters, especially nowadays in the modern industry and both, aside from Nintendo and aside from the Mario movie and Sonic movie, every other movie and every other game company has basically kind of flopped, in my opinion. Okay, well, maybe except for some third parties like Capcom, Sega, Konami. No, not Konami. I'm not sure about Konami, but Square. And a few more that I forgot to name about. But other than that, though, mostly Nintendo indies and the Mario movie and Sonic movie are there with genuine love and passion and stuff. Unlike many other corporate greedy, companies and stuff like that. But SMG4, he's a guy that had heart and passion and had a very amazing distinctive art vision and stuff. It may not have been for everyone, but at least he enjoyed making what he was doing, and I can respect that. It's one of the reasons why I kind of still prefer, why I would favor SMG4 over Mr. Beast, because Mr. Beast is more in the mainstream area, but SMG4 is still in a bit of a niche, if you ask me. Well, no, he's very popular and stuff, but he's kind of still makes these kind of niche-like content, honestly, very risky content, and that's what I can really appreciate from SMG4. So in my opinion, which era do I prefer? I prefer the classic era a bit more, but I think the modern era, it's been growing on me, and I started to appreciate it and stuff. So, and I honestly start to enjoy both. I still prefer the classic a bit more, but you know what? I can definitely appreciate the modern era. As an SMG4, maybe it might not have been, fitting, but as it on its own, it's very creative and risky, right up there with Alan Becker and other YouTube animators that I forgot to name about, but there was a couple more that I want to name, but as I was about to say, oh yeah, technically he should have made this video, probably in December, but I don't know, it's probably going to be a movie, it's not like a death video. But anyways, basically, first, thank you for everything video, which I'll be playing right here and stuff. So I'll be playing this, and basically, actually, hold on, let me turn on the volume. So to 64, get it? Cause SMG. Okay, I'm sorry. I know I'm not funny, but you know I'm gonna put this in full screen actually. Here it is.
Hey, SMG4.
Thank you, SMG4.
This is gonna be a break, man. Explain yourself right now, dude. Wait, hold on. Hey, everyone. I recorded Mario. Characters make wacky, different, easy, long journey of that I've been able to miss. But I feel like with the amount of stories I've told and the characters we've met, I feel like I've creatively fulfilled what I wanted to do with this series. Other than everything I
Honestly, good. Thank you, SMG4. You've done a lot of work, and if you enjoyed making what you're doing, that's what matters in the end of the day.
wanted, and
Especially in this horrible, like, modern company corporate era where everyone's just getting too greedy. In contrast with the 2000s when they were creative. Well, maybe except for Nintendo and stuff, but thank you, SMG4, especially nowadays in the modern YouTube landscape with all this horrible nightmare garbage AI crap. You, along with Alan Becker and some few other YouTuber animators that I forgot to name about, are still there carrying the original YouTube spirit and stuff with artistic vision made by a human, made with love, passion, and just soul. Thank you, SMG4.
an ending it deserves. 2025.
So, yeah, I'm going to be looking forward to that date.
Chapter at the top I set up as SMG4 was spent on each character ultimately doing the last adventure they want to do. You guys don't know how much SMG4 means to me.
Yeah.
I'm so thankful for.
Hey, it's okay. Hey, man. Thank you. Honestly, you know, that's something we can understand. Change can be sometimes be scary for us, but sometimes it's for the better. But we can always still remember the SMG4 as a YouTuber. Even if SMG4 pulled a SpongeBob, Family Guy, or Simpsons, then it would lose the core of what made it originally fun. So I'm thankful that Luke took the channel in a new direction to keep things interesting, brought a new audience, and you know what? Made a final video that fuses both the classic and modern aspects so well. I love the change to let the chain chomp phrase, Spaghetteria, Road Trip, Mario was in Baldi Basics. I really wish he made one for Mario was in GTA 5 because that was one of my all-time favorites from him. And yeah, but thank you, SMG4. It's honestly been a pleasure. And I'm glad I was at least I was able to catch up with that journey last year and able to caught up what I missed. So thank you, SMG4, for everything, honestly. So, yeah. And, oh yeah, before I say a goodbye and farewell to SMG4, thank you very much. I was not expecting Wolfie Chew to actually comment here, but yeah, I was not expecting this, honestly, but hello, Wolfie Chew. I didn't know you watch SMG4 now. But yeah, thank you, SMG4, from the bottom of my heart. Honestly, you've been one of my most like influential YouTubers. Were you my favorite? Well, it's a bit hard to say. Also, really amazing merch here. Were you my favorite YouTuber? It's a bit hard to say, but you definitely had some highs and lows. But I think you're definitely gonna be one of my favorite YouTubers out there, honestly, and stuff like that. Now, would I say he's the best, like a perfect 100 out of 10? Probably no, because again, SMG4 did admit it that some of the series is flawed. But you know what? I respect him even more for that, for admitting it. And you know what? That's what I think. Why I think he's a perfect and fair YouTuber, not because of his like Mr. Beast, PewDiePie, or like popular million billionaire like formula content. It's because of his risky, odd, unusual, and just overall just taking a risk content that I really like and enjoy, and a more of an artistic vision rather than a mainstream thing. And honestly, I can really appreciate SMG4 for this. Now, don't take my word for it. I still love Mr. Beast, Markiplier, and PewDiePie and stuff because I enjoy their content and stuff. But I just find something special about SMG4, how he had this unique artistic vision, just making about a Super Mario 64 video game. Well, technically, Dorkly already did that with Super Mario Bros. 1 on NES, but SMG4 took it to another level by combining both Super Mario 64 and Gary's mod, and just all this amazing stuff, and just taking it even a further by now adding anime elements, which was very risky. But you know what? I definitely think was happy he took a risk. Honestly, I still prefer the classic content. Well, no, the classic content is still there. He still kept his roots. If you watch these videos, you can still technically see some 2014, 2010, and 2015, 17 style humor there, and the modern stuff. And yeah, but that's why I love SMG4. Just a very risky, innovated, and just overall a guy who isn't afraid to do what he wants to do with heart, passion, and soul put into it. And overall, just genuinely happy what he enjoys making, honestly. So, SMG4, from the bottom of my heart, man, thank you so much, man, for being one of the best YouTubers I ever watched back in the classic era. And finally, in the modern era that I was able to catch up last year. And yeah, thank you, SMG4. It's been one long ride and stuff. I'm glad I was able to experiment it. It wasn't perfect, but I'm glad I was there for the ride and adventure. And yeah, thank you, SMG4, for the amazing adventure you gave me. And I cannot wait to see the finale movie. Thank you, SMG4. And this is E63 saying one final goodbye. And thank you, SMG4.